Ooh, I cannot make any promises, but I promise on my mama, on my hood, on my family, I don't look good right now.
See me poppin', I'm a blossom. I don't need a Batman to my Robin. I'm official on a Gotti. You can hit a vroom vroom in my Rari. I'm not sorry, no, I'm not sorry. It's official, I'm a problem. I done made it this far. I'm not sorry, I'm not sorry, I'm not sorry, I'm not sorry, but you gonna be sorry.
I'm gonna tell you why I'm looking like a whole bank robber. And I promised y'all, I am promising y'all right now that I, Valencia Caggiano, will not come on the internet looking like a bank robber, okay? I'm gonna tell you right now what has robbed my spirit of its like glow this past week. This wig is gonna make sense because tomorrow I'm gonna come into this internet looking like a whole baddie. Hola, como estas, besties? Welcome back to my channel, and I look different today. But girl, or in the words of Kevin Hart, damn! Let this be a reminder to not wear your mask on your chin, okay, like you're conditioning your beard hair, okay, or over your mouth like it's a muzzle, like you Hannibal Lectering out. Like, don't. Put it over your nose, friend. I'm gonna tell you why. Hold on, let's have a seat. Have a seat, and I'm gonna put you a little bit farther away. Girl, hold on. Hold on, friend. Hold on, let's get you guys in the sun is just shining so bright like a diamond. Rihanna, you and I are like diamonds in the sky. I'm just gonna put my shades on. I'm just gonna have to put my shades on and just be a shady. Okay, something's jiggling. Girl, some child of God, because they say you're not supposed to talk about people's kids. Because if you talk about my kids, I'm fighting. Try Jesus. But don't try me, because I throw hands. Allegedly. Okay? Are my lips ashy? One of the worst things is when you talking and you got like the whites around your mouth. Like, what in the mayonnaise sandwich have you been eating? Okay. Okay, here we are. My baby got COVID. And I know I need to clarify for some people, I'm editing right now. When I say got, I am from the South, specifically from Florida. We make up words and words have their own intentions. But in this context, I am specifically using the word got in a past tense. However, you can use the word got in the past, present, and future tense. For example, I got some food. If I use it in the present tense, he got to be out of his mind. And in the future tense, the only thing I got to do is stay black and die. Anyway, in this context, it's for the past. Max got COVID, but he is healed in the name of Jesus. Amen. I'm going to tell you how it happened. Do you have a moment? Do you have a moment to be here for me? Okay? Do you have a moment? Okay, I know. I should probably calm down because you're here for me right now. You picked up your phone or your iPad or you're watching me on the TV right now, and you picked up the phone and you've hit that like button and you've left me a comment so far saying, hey, bestie, and you have on your notifications. I see you. I see you. I always have a group that just shows up first and just be like, hey, best friend, I love y'all. But girl, it all started on September 2nd. This sounds like the beginning of a movie. And we end up fighting that thing in the forest called Schmeagle. But this is not how that story goes. Max came home with a little flimsy piece of paper that had water spots on it, so I couldn't even read it. I was like, boy, what is this? I balled it up. I ain't even know, child. He was yakking, and I'm just trying to figure out what we doing for dinner. The next day, my baby, all of a sudden, y'all know Maximus, retired dinosaur, okay? Mr. I got energy, even when I'm in my sleep, I'm running. My baby had no energy. He just all of a sudden, he was like, he got up from the kitchen table. You know, like you in the court of law and you about to say, I object, Your Honor. He got up from the kitchen table and was like, I got a headache. I'm about to go lay down. Like, it was like serious. So boom, are you tracking? You tracking this whole situation? Cool. I really do look like I'm about to go commit a whole crime. Maximus is laid out on the floor, y'all. Okay? My baby is laid out on the floor. And I say, what's wrong? He said, Mommy, I got a headache. I say, did you drink some water? I bring him a Gatorade. I bring him some water. And immediately, my mind flashes back as a mom. Even when I'm not listening, I have photographic memory. You know it, right? I flash back to that crumpled up piece of parchment paper, child. Parchment paper. Like this. This is actually, it was like this. But it wasn't even like a vibrant color. It was like, I don't know, green. So I'm like, Maximus, you remember when you brought me that paper home? He was like, yeah, Mommy, I was trying to tell you somebody in my class has COVID. And I said, well, when was this? He said, remember when I gave you that paper? Now that was on a Tuesday? Immediately, I'm thinking on the upside of things, but on the realistic side of things, that this is the world that we live in now, right? I'm thinking, nah, but maybe. So I say, let me take your temperature. I took Max's temperature. His temperature was like 101. And at the elementary schools, they take their temperature before they're allowed in the building. I already knew he wouldn't be able to go to school the next day. But other than that, he doesn't have any other symptoms. He doesn't have a runny nose or anything like that. He doesn't have a cough. But it's still in the back of my mind because a child confirmed a confirmed case of COVID in his class. So I talked to my mom about it, and Gigi, she immediately goes into the book of Psalms, child, rebuking everything. Okay, though I walk through the valley and the shadow of death, I fear no evil, and I rebuke that COVID spirit. Okay, so I'm like, that's cool, Mama, that's cool, but I'ma also get my baby tested. Anyway, I send the twins to school. Max seems to be doing better the next day. He's at home. So I say, you know what? Fridays are normally like my self-care day. I went to go get my nails done and my toes done. I had an appointment. My feet hadn't been in the pedicure water for about 5 minutes, child. It was still warm because, by the end of it, the water just turns to hot dog water, child. We know what hot dog water is like. Child, the lady, is scraping the bottom of my hoof because it looked like animal feet. I get a phone call. Brrr. It's the school calling. I always pick up the phone calls for the school. Miss Caggiano? Yes. And I'm thinking to myself, now which one of my children is fighting? Because Max ain't at school, so it's not him. It's not Izzy because he won the Mr. Manners Award, so it's got to be JoJo. So I'm thinking, okay, here we go. What has JoJo done? Because Miss Sassafras, honey, she said, you can get these hands. I got 3 brothers. She's like, Miss Caggiano, yes. You're going to have to come get the twins. And I'm thinking, dang, they tag teamed them. I know that's right. Okay, just saying. I say, oh my gosh, is everything okay? She says, no, you have to come get the twins because I don't know if anyone told you. Did you get a phone call? No, this is the first time anybody's calling me. Nobody called you from the CDC? No. Well, there's a child that has COVID in Max's class, so his class has been quarantined for the week. When did this happen? So apparently, allegedly, some kids who sat close to the child who was a confirmed case, they were told to stay home in quarantine, but not the whole class just yet. But since Max was showing symptoms and other kids were showing symptoms, they shut the whole class down. But I never got a phone call to say that his class was being shut down. And it just so happened to be on the exact day that Max was exhibiting symptoms. So y'all knew that this thing was moving through the classroom like the bubonic plague? And it, girl, I was immediately upset because I would not have sent my younger two, the twins, to their class to possibly infect their whole class, because they had been around, I mean, all of us had been around Maximus. You know what I mean? And that morning, I had questioned the lady. I said, hey, Maximus has a fever. I'm not bringing him to school. He let me know that a kid in his class had COVID. Is everything okay? Oh, yeah, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. The lady who was on the phone with me said the twins should have never been let in the door because due to contact tracing, you know, they could have been exposed or to COVID. I go get the twins, okay, after taking my halfly shaven feet out of the water. I go get the twins. The guidance counselor is, you know, telling me sorry. I'm upset because not only do I think about my kids, I'm thinking about the other kids in my kids' class who might be exposed. I get home to Maximus. He's doing okay, but he's resting. I immediately quarantine him and I separate him from everybody in the house. I tell my mom, stay away. Stay away from Maximus, you know? I go get a rapid test from my friend who happens to be a nurse at a school. And we wait.
Did you firmly, like...
I gotta watch. It says firmly press. Oh, it says firmly press the edges. Okay. Oh, Maximus. Oh. If there is a line, a double line, Lord Jesus. Here I am. And then like several days later, I want to say like 5 days later, I finally get a phone call from the health department. Why I wasn't called by the Duval County Health Department at all to let me know that there was a child in his class that had COVID and that he should not go to school.
Yes, ma'am. So now we are backlogged. So what we're doing now is we're now just getting to your son's case.
Just now. Wow. Yeah. Okay. That's really unfortunate. Like, I was so disappointed. I don't know if you have the time to listen, but it's not only mentally draining because I have 3 other children and a parent who's older who lives with me. So to get this information at a later date when, you know, I definitely think it was preventable, it's just so, I don't know, it just is so disappointing.
Yes, ma'am. No, I completely understand.
Because they knew that this other child had COVID at the beginning of the week. And the only reason why I didn't take Maximus to school on that Friday was because on Thursday, the question that you asked was, when did he start having symptoms? I can't really say when he started having symptoms. It could have been earlier that week, but I can tell you when the symptoms got bad enough where he could not like get up, and that was on Thursday. And his...
On Thursday, so we're saying that is Thursday, August 30th, correct?
Was that... Oh, let me look at my calendar. It was just last week.
Okay, so yeah, August 30th was last week, Thursday.
Was that last? No, that was the 2nd. That was September 2nd, because today is the 7th. That was the 2nd of September.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my September calendar too. Okay, so then last Thursday. It was the second. Yes, you are correct.
Mm-hmm.
September 2nd. I'm sorry. Okay. September.
And she tells me, you know, on account of the twins having symptoms, because I had to give JoJo a test too, and I tested myself. On account of them just having symptoms, they can't go back to school until they quarantine for the full days. And then they would have to get a PCR test done at a doctor's office.
Can you go back on your lap? Because of flip-flops have less protection.
Oh gosh. We got easy.
Let me try to lift.
And once that came back negative, they can go back to school. Max totally had COVID. I would say his symptoms were the worst. It got really bad at night. Like he would have a fever. His fever would spike at night. And I would say around the 5th night is when his fever broke. And he sweat his whole life away. When I tell you, it was a hot, sweaty mess. I was like, what in the world? Like, you know, like a wet washcloth his whole body was. Do you know what I mean? And then after that, he was great. I will say for me, I didn't get any symptoms like that. I was just extremely fatigued. I will say like the first day when he had his symptoms, that same day, I was extremely tired. And I couldn't figure out why, but I was tired. And I had the worst case of vertigo, you guys. Do you remember the merry-go-round back in the day? I felt like somebody had put me on the merry-go-round and then said, get up and walk. That's how I felt. But other than that, that was it for me. And I also took a test because I was sure that I had it, because I was sleeping in the same room with Max just to watch over him at night, and I never got it, or my test never read negative. Neither did Israel's or Jordan's or Julian. So they're back in school today with masks on. And you know I live in Florida, so y'all know how my governor is. It's the wild, wild west here. This is why people want Florida to break off and become an island. I would just encourage anybody out there, wear your mask. It's your choice to get vaccinated or not, but even still, wear your mask. And I just think for kids, it's a little difficult because they're kids. And sometimes, you know, again, they wear their mask like they wearing a muzzle child. They don't even be over their nose. And because my children's school has had such like an outbreak of COVID, they're mandating like everybody's got to wear a mask. It's not an option. You can't opt out for like health reasons. You got to wear a mask. Man, my camera's about to die. Let me go ahead and wrap this video up, friends. So the point is, wear your mask. Also, the PCR test that they gave the twins at the doctor's office, as well as Max and Julian, it's not as invasive anymore. So it's very similar to the rapid test that you can take at home. It's same. However, if you're trying to return back to work or school, of course, it has to be like medically recorded. But the one that I showed Max getting is available at, I want to say at any like pharmacy. I got mine from Walgreens. And I had a very long conversation with the pharmacist. The one that Max took, I got from a nurse from school, because I know some people child. But the one that I gave for me and the one that I gave myself for the rest of the family, I got from, which was the same, I got from Walgreens. So you can rapid test yourself. And I think the one that I got from Walgreens was maybe like $25, and it comes with 2. And the one that she did at the doctor's office was pretty much the same. It doesn't go all the way back up into your brain. It's just on the outside and with the little saline child or whatever it is. I don't know what it is. Activator and solution. Boom. And they send that one off to a lab, and it takes 2 days to come back. So yeah, I hope everyone stays safe out there, you guys. Thank you for all your well wishes via Instagram. It was a really, really tough week. You know what I'm saying? It was a really tough week. And I was not okay mentally. And I'm just glad that this whole bit is over. Stay safe, be safe, wear your mask, do the right thing, wash your hands, give people their 6 feet.